Bav on the mic. Say, hey, what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? I'm just streaming today. Happy New Year's, y'all. Well, happy New Year's Eve. It's gonna be New Year's in a few hours, like for like 6 hours. I don't know what I'm doing tonight, but I know I'm gonna stream right now because I just saw some crazy documentary and I wanted to watch it. But I might as well watch it on stream and watch it with y'all. So I'm gonna pull it up. We're gonna go through this. This was apparently on the show Atlanta, and Jeff Teague is flying top beat that way. Well, we know that. This was apparently on Atlanta. I've never really seen the show, just clips of it. Never really cared for it. But we gonna look into it right now. Let me make sure I'm pulling this up right. Present. Here we go. Bam. Bam. He did. I know I'm gonna get it. We're gonna try to do something else. Nice. Nice. So we out here. We out here, y'all. We about to watch this. The Heart Murders, yeah. Yeah. I'm not on my DJ Go shit, but I'm on my DJ
Today,
Go.
we head into the northern region of the United States,
Shout out DJ
to the
Go.
seldom populated state of South Dakota. Found in the heart of mainland America, South Dakota is expansive, with wide open prairies, the Badlands National Park, and incredible natural beauty. This makes hunting, hiking, and fishing very popular activities amongst South Dakota's residents, all the same for tourists looking to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city. And it's here in small-town South Dakota that we're introduced to Jennifer Hart and Sarah Gengler. Jen came from the city of Huron, where Sarah grew up just outside of Big Stone City. I say city, but Big Stone City has around 500 residents, the same capacity.
That's a small ass place. 500 residents. That means everybody know everybody. Big Stone City. They shouldn't even call it that. They should call it Little Stone City. Big Stone City. It's a big ass lake in the middle. That's not a lake. It's part of the ocean or something. Big ass sun in the middle of that motherfucker. It look beautiful in the motherfucker. A lot of land out there. I see a baseball field and shit. Shit look clean. Shit look nice. I live there. Only 500 people. Everybody know each other. It look like they ain't got no real houses though, because it look like them bitches is trailers. I'm not staying in no trailer. Fuck that.
To fill an Airbus A380. The two had very similar upbringings. They were the oldest sibling in their families, brought up in a rural area, and graduated high school at a respectable level. And these similarities between the two grew, as they both decided to pursue higher education and go to university. They both wanted to become school teachers, although Sarah decided to focus on special education. And whether by coincidence or fate, the two also ended up transferring from former universities to Northern State University, found in Aberdeen, South Dakota. This meant that in 1999, Jennifer and Sarah met each other while studying the same course. And very little did either of them know that this would progress from classmates, to friends, to a romantic relationship. Now, South Dakota was not the most open-minded of states in the 90s, and especially seeing as both
it's not the most open-minded of states now. Talking about the 90s.
Women had grown up rurally, they felt that they couldn't express their relationship in public. So, Jen and Sarah began their relationship in secret, telling those close to them that they were...
Oh, I get it. They was gay. They was gay, and that's why they couldn't tell anybody. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Merely good friends. Unfortunately, Jen ended up dropping out of university before completing her course, but on the other hand, Sarah persevered and eventually earned her degree in special education. It was after her graduation that Jen and Sarah decided their relationship could no longer be covert, thus leading them to coming out to their family and friends. The couple knew that some of them would have an issue with this, and they actually ended up losing a good number of friends as a result. And so, following graduation and a public relationship, the ever-transforming couple moved to Alexandria, located in Minnesota, a city famous for its lakeside lifestyle. The couple gained work at the biggest department store in town, and while Sarah progressed to management, Jen stayed in the junior section. Their time at work was rather uneventful. Sarah was more level and reserved, whereas Jen was described by those working with her as bold, brash, and considered rather to each other's strengths and weaknesses, creating a balanced partnership. Jen and Sarah lived and worked together, and by the mid-20s, they felt that their lives had started to lose its flavor, which in response led them to look elsewhere for satisfaction. The couple therefore decided to apply for adoption eligibility, which can be a wonderful opportunity and a blessing for most. As it turns out, Jen and Sarah qualified, with thanks to them being in the prime of their lives, employed and educated. And so, in 2014, they took a 15-year-old foster daughter under their wing, who they were to look after until she turned 18 and could strike out on her own. Their new daughter's name was Lee. The first few months with their new daughter was pleasant, and Jen and Sarah would take Lee out on many adventures. They would often go camping, to amusement parks, and to various local events and celebrations. However, around 6 months after adopting Lee, those around the family began to notice how the couple would constantly complain about the young girl, often sneering at her habits, attitude, and interests. And apparently, it seemed as if the young couple were not taking their role as foster parents seriously. They even went as far to tell colleagues and co-workers that the new foster daughter had a bad habit of picking food out the trash to eat it. Which, if you ask me, says more about them as parents rather than the child they were supposed to.
Right. They thought that shit looked bad on the kid. No, you're the parents. You're supposed to be feeding them. They're not supposed to look at these evil motherfuckers. They're not supposed to be taking food out the trash. They said that because Lee is probably Chinese. But I don't know because it don't say the race of the child or the ethnicity of the child. But they probably thought that was going to look bad on them. No, you know what? If it was Chinese, they probably would have said something else. So they talking about they mad because South Dakota wasn't that progressive. They just as racist. I'm calling it now. I think they just as racist. I'm talking about that motherfuckers eating out the trash. That looks bad on you. You got this person eating out the trash. Look at these evil motherfuckers. Look at this evil bitch. All in her eyes. I see all nothing but evilness in both of their eyes. I don't even want to look at their picture, man.
Were supposed to be caring for.
Fast forward this.
From a pregnant mother. 2 years after sending Lee back to the foster care system, they officially adopted 3 new children. They were 2-year-old Abigail, 4-year-old Hannah, and 7-year-old Marcus.
They didn't do no fucking checkups on them. If the friends noticed that how they were talking about the daughter and treating the daughter, you would think social services or whatever they were called at that fucking time would pull up on them and see like, yo, they're treating the daughter crazy, get her up out of there. But no, they just said it's 3 years, fuck it. And after the 3 years, they just went and adopted 3 more.
Statistically, these children were part of several categories that made them more difficult to place in care, as sadly, race plays a big part in succession rates when it comes to foster care. Their terms and conditions meant that they also had to be adopted together, which in turn made them harder to house. Now, this is where Jen Hart began to regularly post on Facebook. She documented their first night as a family of 5, which surprisingly included accidents of urination, pooping on the walls, a tumble, and even the need for the Heimlich maneuver. This all sounded very hectic for a first night, and although Jen expressed that the children were unruly, misbehaved, and troubled, she insisted that her and her partner were committed to healing the children over time, stating, if not us, who will? And although raising 3 children was obviously
Anybody but these motherfuckers, anybody.
A challenge, just 2 years later, Jen and Sarah were once again looking for more children to adopt. This application was eventually approved, and in the spring of 2008, the couple were given 3 more young children. They were 5-year-old Devont, 4-year-old Jeremiah, and
what the fuck? No, I'm not good with this. I'm not good with that.
3-year-old Sierra. With the introduction of 3 new family members came complications, as now cracks started to form within the family's dynamics. Later that year, the couple would be called into school over abuse allegations, as Hannah had shown up to classes with bruising on her legs. And when asked by one of her
Somebody's
teachers,
looking
she
out.
told her that one of her mothers had hit her with a belt.
Somebody's
Jen and
looking
Sarah
out.
claimed ignorance, and perhaps maybe she was bruised while playing. As a result, no charges were filed. Rather suspiciously, but all three children at school were then taken out of schooling not long after this incident, before finally being re-enrolled after social services were informed. After officially adopting the final three children, Jen frequently took to social media in order to show the world of the rather unconventional family, which now consisted of 2 white lesbian mothers and 6 black children. Sarah stayed in retail to support the family, and all in the meanwhile, Jen stayed at home with the kids, often taking them out and away to...
Look at them beautiful faces, man. Look at them kids. Look at them beautiful smiles and beautiful faces. Teeth still coming in. How could you abuse these kids, man? Look at these beautiful faces. Look at them, man. Big-eared boy. Look at them, man. Beautiful kids. Man, they all got a different style on. They looking stylish. How could you do it, man? How could this evil fucking be rotting in hell? In the depths, in the lowest depths of hell. But they'll want to put me in hell because I smoke a little weed, and this is legal. I smoke a little weed.
to what Jen described as transformation festivals, events of music, dance, yoga, and other activities which could last for several days. This change in lifestyle led the family to relocate from Minnesota to Oregon in the year 2013, where they could now focus on a community that accepted them and be close to their favorite musicians. Soon after moving, Jen and Sarah finally married, taking Jennifer's last name Hart for Sarah and the children. And it's from here that Jen's carefully curated online feed exploded with posts about her family. She would post pictures of them at festivals, in their garden, looking after the house and other activities. Jen's posts were overwhelmingly holistic and based around the values of love, acceptance, and community. And the family would often be seen going to festivals, rallies, and even protests. Jen posted as if they were a perfectly aggressive, happy family, and it raked in the likes. When it came to the hearts, the general public attitude was always centered around the two mothers saving their adopted children, and of course, that they were the perfect family. This performative behavior is best displayed in a video from the Beloved Festival in 2013, where Devont sported his free hug sign and got on stage to give the performer an emotional embrace in front of a large crowd.
The fuck is that kid wearing? The fuck they got that kid wearing? See, that's what I feel about some of these white ladies. They get the kids, they get these black kids, and they dress them up however they want to have them. And I don't know what the fuck that shit is that he got on, man. Maybe that's what they do out there, but that shit just look crazy. He got a whole tail on that motherfucker and shit. I don't know, man. I don't know.
His free hug sign and got on stage to give the performer an emotional embrace in front of a large crowd. However, offline government files began to paint a very different picture. The school began to notice bruises on these children, and they would also tell teachers they were locked indoors and left without food, leading them to steal.
They do look a little skinny in one of these pictures back here. I was thinking it when I saw them. Let me see if I find it. In one of these pictures back here, I remember like
and other activities with Minnesota
they look a little
could
small.
Taking Jennifer's life exploded with in their garden, looking after the house and other.
That one right there. All of these motherfuckers look a little malnourished. These two look a little malnourished. Like, two things could be true. Yeah, they could be having fun, and yeah, they could be malnourished too. But these guys look a little malnourished right here for them to be with them for so long. I don't know. They just look, yeah. But they did say that they was. All right, let's go for it, man. Let's go for it.
However, behind the scenes, the abuse was still happening. So much so that in the middle of a warm night in July, 15-year-old Hannah Hart jumped out from her bedroom window and ran to a neighbor's house. Damn. Donna and Brewster Cobb were awoken by a distressed child at their door. She begged for food and pleaded not to go back home. And not long after this, they could hear the rest of the Hart family calling for her. And of course, not to be surprised, Jennifer explained Hannah's behavior away, claiming that she was lying for attention. Very shortly after this, the CPS were called over the situation.
Yeah, there's some kids that I feel is being highly abused. Okay, I'm going to give you the address of my daughter's house because it's right next door.
Okay, what's going on there?
The other night, a little girl jumped out of the second-story window on the roof and then down onto the ground and ran to my daughter, and this is like 2 a.m, begging them to help her.
I know this is stupid, but the way he said roof.
Little girls jumped out of the second-story window on the roof and
On
then
the
down
roof.
onto the ground and ran to my daughter, and this is like 2 a.m, begging them to help her. And when they came looking for her, she was begging my daughter not to let them know she was there. And then eventually my son-in-law let them know. And then she had all 4 of the kids come back later and to say everything was okay, and they were all standing at attention like they were just scared to death. And I think there's something very serious going on there. I'm very concerned for these kids.
Somebody's concerned.
The very next day, the DeKalbs received an apology letter, which was supposedly written by Hannah. However, the wording and terminology used doesn't quite reflect that of a 15-year-old girl. The DeKalbs didn't want to get involved in any neighborhood disputes, but this incident made Dana very uncomfortable, so as a direct consequence, she began to keep tabs on the family. Grounded children, incessantly shut blinds, and a very distinct lack of food and malnourishment were all recorded in her diary. And very shortly after this, the next child to knock on their door was Devont, and he was more coherent and subtle with his wording. Asking the DeKalbs for food, he requested if they could place a care package at the edge of their property, and out of sight of his parents. He also admitted that Hannah's claims were true, and he wanted the family to call social services. Social health services were deeply concerned, and on March the 23rd, 2018, they responded by marching to the family residence. However, after arriving, there was no answer at the door. Coming back 3 days later, more concerning details arose. The driveway was now empty, the family truck no longer visible, and debris and cinder blocks were scattered across the driveway, the result of their car driving through a small wall. It appeared that the family had left in a hurry. Dana had a sinking feeling about this. She knew why they were running, that was obvious. But despite her suspicions, she was not prepared for the events which followed. 2 days prior, on March the 24th, 2018, Sarah and Jen ushered their 6 adopted children into the family truck. They explained to them that they were going on a road trip, and although they did this often, it was never so abruptly. Jen Hart took to the driver's seat of the car, and seconds later drove the family away in a hurry, this resulting in her smashing through the wall in the process. Contrary to her usual gloating, there were no posts online about their road trip, but their phones would ping at multiple towers along coastal roads, heading south as they left Washington, passed through Oregon, and then entered California. Along the way, they stopped at a service station to buy food, and with the kids kept inside the car at all times, they were never spotted at any of these stations. On March the 25th, the day before CPS returned to their now empty house, a surveillance camera captured Jennifer at a Safeway. The couple eventually stopped at a Walmart in California, where Sarah bought a large bottle of Benadryl, an antihistamine with strong side effects such as drowsiness. Sarah then returned to the car, and while preparing food for the family, she slipped Benadryl into their sandwiches. 19-year-old Marcus receiving the highest dosage of around 20 pills. And all in the meanwhile, Jen was drinking several beers. This was out of character. She didn't drink often, but today was evidently different. With the children now deceptively fed, Sarah and Jen returned to their seats. Jen behind the wheel after around 5 drinks, with Sarah scrolling away on her phone. The family left Walmart in the early hours of March the 26th, and took off along the coast once again. And during this time, Sarah was on her phone searching for answers to questions like, how much Benadryl would it take to kill a 130-pound woman? How long does it take to die of drowning and hypothermia? And does it hurt to die?
Wow.
Following these searches, Sarah herself consumed 42 pills of Benadryl. And driving further along the coast, the family stopped at a cliff near Westport, California. The children still in the back of the car without seatbelts, drowsy and delirious. The family truck stopped, but only for a brief minute. And as the atmosphere around settled into quietness, Jen ruptured the silence as she put her foot on the gas pedal, accelerating, heading towards the edge of a 100-foot cliff. and picking up speed, the
Damn.
truck cascaded off the edge with the family inside.
Damn.
And falling at 90 miles per hour, the truck hit the rock-riddled ocean waiting for them at the bottom.
Oh, damn.
At 4:15 p.m. on the 26th of March 2018, officers were alerted to a car wreckage at the bottom of a cliff near Westport. Police and fire officials arrived at the scene to find the upturned vehicle partially submerged beneath the swell. And floating in the tide were the bodies of Abigail, Jeremiah, and Marcus Hart. Upon raising the vehicle, 2 adult bodies were discovered, and now 5 of the family were accounted for. They had all died from blunt force trauma upon impact. There's no mystery, surprise, or trial to this case. The actions of Jennifer and Sarah were both obvious and deliberate over time, and in the wake of this terrible tragedy, a community would be left to grieve over the loss of 6 young children. With not all children accounted for, there was still a small glimmer of hope that maybe the missing 3 had survived. Therefore, missing persons reports for Hannah, Sierra, and Devont Hart were distributed. However, just 2 weeks later, Sierra's body was discovered floating near the crash site. And a further 2 months later, authorities discovered a small foot, which was identified to belong to the site.
Hold on, wait, that chick was still alive?
3 had survived. Therefore, tragedy, a community would be left to grieve over the loss of 6 young children. With not all children accounted for, there was still a small glimmer of hope that maybe the missing 3 had survived. Therefore, missing persons reports for Hannah, Sierra, and Devont Hart were distributed. However, just 2 weeks later, Sierra's body was discovered floating near the crash site. And a further 2 months later, authorities discovered a small foot, which was identified to belong to Hannah Hart. To this day, Devont's body has never been recovered, but it's very likely that he was swept out to sea. Initially, authorities thought that maybe this was some tragic freak accident. Maybe the brakes had failed, or maybe they'd been driving while tired. However, there were numerous pieces of evidence to suggest that this event was deliberate and heavily rested on the fault of Jen and Sarah. The first piece of evidence was more a lack of evidence. There were no skid marks at the scene, leading officers to believe that the car had not attempted to brake, and rather, it seems to have accelerated. This was backed up by the truck's black box, which showed that the car had stopped briefly before rapidly accelerating before the crash.
You know what? I didn't know trucks had, like regular cars, I didn't know they had black boxes. I thought that shit was only in planes. I did not know that they had black boxes in regular cars. Learn something new every fucking day. They're gonna say I'm stupid. Everybody gonna be like, yeah, I knew that shit. I did not know that shit. Black boxes and regular cars. I thought that shit was only in planes.
Although the bodies took months to recover, the investigation into what led up to this tragedy began on the day of the crash. Upon exploring the lives of the Hart family, they found a household devoid of any childhood joy. Inside the home, there was no indication that the 6 children had even lived there. There were no toys or games, and the frames that hung up on the walls and placed on the mantelpiece were all empty. As a result of autopsies conducted on the children, they found that all but one of them were malnourished and underweight, being the size of a child around 3 years less than their respective ages.
Told you they look malnourished. I told you they look skinny as fuck.
So as it turns out, the holistic, happy lifestyle that Jen had portrayed online was all a fake and evil fabrication. These poor children.
That's why you can't believe
were showboats.
This is why you can't believe people online. Because most of these motherfuckers online, they ain't shit. They just, hey, I'm about to turn on the camera, start dancing. That's exactly what it is. And we over here thinking, oh, happy, blah, 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 this, that, and the third, yeah, so progressive and bullshit. They ain't shit. They ain't shit like a lot of us out here. I ain't say the rest of us, because some of us is the shit, you know, but I got my faults, but I ain't doing that. I would never malnourish a kid, hit a kid and all that shit. And kids is something, I ain't gonna lie to you, kids is the worst. I ain't gonna say they're the worst. I ain't got no kids, but sometimes they're little assholes. Make you want to beat their ass. But you can't be abusing them motherfuckers and shit like that. That ain't, nah. At least the teachers called, but they ain't stay on them. I just stayed on them, man. And when the daughter came over, if I was the neighbor and the daughter came over talking about food and don't let me go back, I'd have called the cops. I'm not giving them back. Nah, calling the cops, man.
Voted for her own satisfaction.
And you know what? And I don't say shit like that. They talking about they don't want to get involved. That's how you know it's wild shit happening up there. It's probably murderers and shit up there. It was already these murderers up in their community. They know it's wild shit up there. They didn't want to know nothing. That I want to know about. There's a lot of things I don't want to know about, but that I would want to know about.
Only to be neglected until they performed well again. And in a sick twist of irony, the good mother that she had relentlessly pursued to express would instead lead to her becoming one of the most internationally recognized terrible mothers. Nobody will ever fully understand why these two women decided to end the lives of 6 innocent children. They were being chased by child protection services, and they had debts piling up from raising such a large family. But there is nothing that should have caused this tragedy.
No,
It's understandable that they felt overwhelmed with having so many children, but their solution to this problem was by far the worst of all options available. Their actions prior to this day were not innocent either, and in the end, they claimed 6 innocent lives, all of which because they were too scared to face the consequences of their negligent actions. And that's why we should remember these children instead. Abigail, Hannah, Marcus, Sierra, Jeremiah, and Devont. They were all young individuals who were already given the shorthand in their childhood, and when enrolled into a system designed to improve their lives, they became puppets for selfish gain and gratification. They were failed by their caregivers, the system that put them there, and of course their evil carers, Jennifer and Sarah. Had CPS acted sooner in the 2 states they lived in before, then maybe something could have been different.
Right.
And as for Jennifer and Sarah, these 2 women expressed themselves as upstanding citizens who wanted to help those in their fragile time of need. And while their attempts to create this facade initially worked, their final actions in life will permanently smear them as cruel, heartless, negligent, evil parents who were master manipulators not only to themselves, but to everyone around them too. It is such a shame that these 6 children would ultimately walk into their path. This was a really tough case to cover, not just by the amount of lives lost, but all the potential and youth lost too. We all know that life can be unfair, but these kids deserved so much better.
You're right. They deserved a lot motherfucking better. It's like the story of the motherfucker. I probably won't be able to remember it and pull it up. But they had the 2 gay dudes. Let me see if I can find it. Try to find it. And this happened recently. And this is the conclusion of this story. I heard about this story when they just first locked them up. We need to look into all these gay people adopting kids. And it's fucked up to say it. Nobody wants to say it. Adopting kids. Well, these were the same race. I thought these were different races. But either way, we still need to look into all these gay people adopting kids. So these motherfuckers abusing them. 2 boys, the brothers, and their brothers 12 and 10. It's always the ones that are harder to get placed they adopt. Because I feel like the adoption agency is like, what? You'll take these ones that are harder to get adopted? Yeah, let's just put them right in there. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And they don't look into it as much or adopted as they should. It says they were adopted by a Christian Special Needs Agency. All right, let's start from the beginning. Look, they got a whole video for us right here. Georgia couple sentenced to 100 years in prison for sexual abuse. William and Zachary Bula were sentenced to 100 years in prison without the possibility of parole, as they should be. The couple were regularly forcing the boys to have sex with them and would film the abuse to make pedophilic pornography. They also allegedly used social media to pimp the boys out to at least 2 men in a depraved local pedophilia sex ring. So that means y'all out there in Georgia, y'all get up there and talk about all this shit, what y'all gonna do with your guns, with the immigrants, and this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. Y'all got 2 motherfucking monsters right here in your community. Y'all ain't doing shit about that. Y'all ain't doing shit about that. Do something about them. Go do something about them. They pedophiles. They pedophiles. They touching little kids and shit. That ain't cool. That ain't cool. And anybody that got an issue with what I'm saying, there's something wrong with you. Because, no, that ain't cool. Ain't nobody going, I ain't never seen nobody agree. If you on the pedophile side, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. Don't even come around here. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Now this nigga don't want to play. That's all right. We don't even need to play no more. We got what 100 years. They were arrested in 2022 after an alleged member of the Rim was caught downloading child porn and told the investigators how the Zulac were making the videos with the young boys living in. It's always one of your own that snitches. It's always one of your own. And I'm happy that he snitched and got these fuckers caught, because they'd have had more kids and been going through more shit. They'd have adopted more kids and we'd have had more shit. Both men pled guilty to aggravated charges: aggravated child molestation, aggravated sodomy, sexual exploitation of children. And y'all got 50 years of peace. Yeah. Stop that tap. Shut that shit off. Good shit. We here. Let's see what else I want to see. I know I'm going to see a game in a little bit. I could look up the score right now just to see if mother attacks 500-pound son with a knife. First of all, that's a big boy. That's one. That's a big boy. That's a big boy. Pulling up and trying to pull up the scores. My Knicks, we won yesterday. Orange and blue skies. We on an 8-game win streak, y'all. Clap it up for us. We about to light up the last little bit for us. I just want to see. I know we're not playing tonight. I want to see what's going on with the Spurs. They playing the Clippers, and get ready to end the stream and watch that game, y'all. Go give me a little bit more rap. I know the Celtics washed the motherfucking. They put them in a cycle. They washed the Raptors. They ain't never do them like that. That was crazy. And then barely beat the Pacers. The Bucks barely beat the Pacers. Oh, that game started at 7? I thought it started at 6. Oh, well. Y'all lucked up. Y'all got me for a little bit more time. So now we going to switch, and we probably going to see that 500-pound son get attacked. Because this is the Big Back Patrol Part 2. Big Back Patrol New Year's Edition. Woo woo! West Virginia just beat Kansas.
Look at this look.
Is that from today?
Yeah, Yes, they jumped me.
That's a big motherfucker.
The lady in the bonnet hit me, and this lady right there in the moo hit me. I got a lump on my head right now. Yeah, what? How were you?
That nigga got some big ass double D. That nigga got some. Damn niggas. You need to have a bra. What they used to make that joke about Rick Ross and shit. That motherfucker got some. You need to have bruh, man. That motherfucker look crazy, dog. That motherfucker look wild. I don't even know how to make jokes. I gotta get better at making jokes, man. That motherfucker look like Gorilla right here, bro. But Gorilla don't have saggy titties like that, man. He looked like my teacher, man. My teacher, I forgot her name, Miss Tracy and shit. She is older. She used to have titties used to be all the way down to her stomach and shit. They used to call them runaway slave titties. That's what he got. He got runaway slaves on his motherfucking chest. My bad. Nah, not my bad. It's funny, man. But I feel like I can make these jokes. I done been big once at one time, man. I done been up there, man. I'm just lucky because I was tall and it didn't look like that. But man, that's a big motherfucker. All right, I'm done.
The lady in the bonnet hit me, and this lady right there in the moo hit me. I got a.
That nigga look like Young Chop. He look like Young Chop, man. He looked like when Young Chop was getting his ass beat in jail. If anybody ever seen that video and they pulled out some of his dreads, he even looked like he missing some dreads too, bro. That nigga look like Young Chop. He look like Young Chop, man. Oh, turn the volume down.
Look at this lump.
Is that from today?
Yes, they jumped me. Who hit you? The lady in the bonnet hit me, and this lady right there in the moo hit me. I got a lump on my head right now. Yeah, what?
How were you bending?
Yeah, what?
Like, cross on the bed, you know what I'm saying? Lay like this. You're not finna get that knife.
You cross her arm?
Yeah, like,
okay.
Stay on the bed, like, you're not finna get that knife.
Officers responded to a 911 call during which a female caller was heard crying and stating that she was being.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm being so serious. If a bitch pull a knife on me, I'm gonna punch you. No crossing your arm, no restraining you, no disarming you. I'm gonna punch you in your face, and that's gonna disarm you. Cause I ain't gonna pull a knife on you. I think I'm gonna let you attack me, and I get hurt. Fuck that.
Being attacked. The call was then abruptly disconnected, and the operator was unable to reach the caller when it.
I got motherfuckers that's worried about me. Like, I got real people that I got shit I gotta do. Think I wanna let you attack me with a motherfucking knife and shit like that? No, I'm gonna punch you in your face. Even if you was playing around, because you shouldn't have been playing around like that. Call the police on that. Hey, he punched me in the face. And the police come up, she was about to grab a knife on me, so I hit her in the face. And if they take me to jail on that, then fuck it, man. Then I gotta get the lawyer. Because that's some bullshit. She was about to pull a knife on me. But all right.
And attempting to call back. Upon arrival, officers encountered the unidentified suspect and victims. Here's what happened next.
What's going on? Family stuff. Okay.
Damn, that whole family big. Nah, man. That whole
Here's what
family
happened
big.
next.
What's going on?
Look at that. My whole family big. Shit. Look at the legs in this motherfucker, man. Look at the knees in this bitch. Damn, man. They all could be playing for the Giants right now, man. We need a line. We need a line like a motherfucker, man. We could have 3 linemen right here.
So she tried to stab me.
And he got a illegal gun.
Got tasers right here.
And a gun.
I don't got no damn gun.
Yes, you do.
Search
Yes, you do.
Do me a favor, just draw that.
Search me. I ain't got no gun.
On the station.
Yeah, so search it.
Get you.
Search it.
Let's calm down. Get your hands in your pocket.
Search me. No, search me.
Calm down.
Hey, search me, man. No, she tried to stab me.
Calm down.
Hey, what?
I'm talking. You hear me talking?
I feel you, bro. She tried to stab me.
Calm down.
That's what women do. That's what women do. There's some ghetto women that do that. Not even ghetto women. Women know how to activate the cops against a brother. They say, and he got a gun on him. They ain't called about the gun. They called about somebody getting stabbed. You ain't care about none of that shit. You just know how to activate the police on a brother. He ain't even got no gun on him. The way he was like searched me and I ain't got no gun, he ain't got no shit on him, man. They saw the taser and thought it looked like a gun. That ain't no fucking gun.
Then they jumped me.
Listen, I'm gonna figure all that, but you gotta calm down for me.
You ain't just get here, you fucking liar.
Hey, calm down. Just do me a favor. Just walk over here. Walk over here.
You gonna search me? What? I'm ready to slide.
You ain't
They
going.
already tried to stab me. They
Listen,
jumped me. I
You
had
ain't
no
go
You're
now.
trying to tell me you're a victim of a crime, and now you're talking that you're leaving.
Yes.
So you don't want to be. You
They
don't
women. That's my mom. That's my sister. Come on, man.
Calm down.
If I really felt some type of way, she can tell you right now.
Listen.
She's a witness. She tried to stab me.
Listen.
Of what? Of what?
Listen.
I am in fear of my
It's
life.
domestic. So regardless if you want to do something or
See?
not, now we're in.
See that women activating shit. I am in fear of my life. She knew what to say. She knew what to say. And she was trying to say it against some other women. But now you got this man
We're involved. You understand that?
in the middle of this
Okay.
shit.
You understand that? I know you're angry. I need you to try to be calm just a little bit so I can understand what's going on. So I can talk to you so you can explain to me all the facts. All right? Understand
Probably
this
got
family.
big titties
Understand
in
there's
his
a lot
head,
of
man.
emotion
Hey, I've been there at one point.
I need
I'd have
to
been a fat
understand
dude with some
everything.
big titties, bro.
as this is going on, okay? Can we do
I
that?
still got some thugs now.
Let's
So I
walk
can't
over
even
here so I
say
can
that.
talk to you all real quick, and you can tell me everything that's going on.
All
Okay?
right, so I got off. Okay, so I got off of work or whatever. Basically, this is my girl.
Okay.
All right.
I just had pretty much the whole two pieces.
You live here?
Yeah, I
Okay.
live here. I'm not on the lease, but I pay rent here.
Okay.
Okay.
Pretty
That's
much.
my mom.
Like,
Okay.
my boy had like
So
4 or
me and my
5
sisters, we
slices
not
and
talking.
I
We
had
not
the
on good
rest.
terms. You feel me? Yada yada yada. She wanted me to get out the house, but I told her I pay rent here. I just pay rent, whatever. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna slide like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want me to leave, give me back half of my rent. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's petty. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my mom, bro. You feel me?
Your mom is the one that's telling you that she wants you
Yes,
out?
that's my mom. You
Okay.
feel me? So it's like when she tried to stop me after she had me in the corner, I ran out. She
All right,
took
so you tell me she tried to stab you. What she had?
a knife, a big ass knife.
Describe it for me.
It's long,
Got my fuck to
big
describe
ass
it.
knife. The long ones, the big ones.
Listen, I got
Yeah.
you, but I need you to, as
A
best as you
kitchen
can.
knife, a kitchen knife.
What color was the handle?
It was black, long silver, pointy tip. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? Big knife.
Okay.
So
You
she
know what a
said she
kitchen
was
knife
gonna
is.
stab me. So she told me, she said if I don't get, I told her, she tapped the chain on the door. She was like, you finna get your stuff and you finna leave? I was like, yeah, sure. You know what I'm saying? But I was lying. As soon as I got in, I said, I'm finna take a shower. So she went to the kitchen and she was like, no, you're not. Got a knife. Had me in the corner. You know what I'm saying? And I had she fucking had a knife trying to stab me. So I came back with the taser.
Me, my son.
Damn. Oh.
You have your ID with you?
She ain't got no teeth, man. Why she ain't got no teeth? Y'all saw that shit, right? That wasn't me, man. You see that? Why she ain't got no teeth, man? That's crazy. She just ain't got no teeth right there, bro. No teeth. That's how you gotta say it. Just a mean gap, bro. Looking like Shrek in the face. Shreky. I don't even say that. That's mean. Nah, man. That's crazy, though. That's crazy, though.
Me and my son.
You have your ID with you?
Sure. So, why you need my ID?
Because we're investigating a domestic issue.
Come on now.
Okay, so what does my ID prove?
Who you are,
My name
motherfucker?
is Altrina Melton.
Okay.
And she stay here.
And I'm he's not.
That's fine. I mean, we're just trying to figure out what's going on.
We got our documents here. You can clear it up.
They take up the door. They take up the door, man. There ain't no space in that motherfucker. Like, you saw they had to squeeze in between. They had to suck in their breath a little bit to get in the door.
No, he's not.
That's fine. I mean, we're just trying to figure out what's going on.
We got our documents here. You can clear it up.
You asked me for my ID.
Damn.
You asked me what was going on.
Imagine the sun be in the back. Just big ass. Just the big back patrol. New Year's Eve edition. We ain't even drink, man. I might go get a little liquor, man, and come back with y'all and mess with y'all again, man. Maybe after the game. Oh, man, it's the big back patrol. Mother attacks 500-pound son with a knife. But they didn't say the mother was 600 pounds. That's what they should have said. 600-pound mother attacks 500-pound son with a knife. That's over 1,000 pounds in the fight right there.
I'm gonna get to that. I have to know who I'm talking.
You know what? And I'm being mean. She probably not 600 pounds. She probably like 400. So 500 pound son, 400 pound mother. That's 900 pounds right there running through the house. Man, I hope they were on the first floor. If it was on the second floor, they'd have put a hole in the shit. They'd have put a hole in the floor, man. Now you got a big ass hole in the roof. Somebody sitting in the kitchen and somebody's foot dangling through there. Be like, what the fuck? I hope they was on the first floor. They probably was on the first floor. They said the kitchen.
You can ask. My name is Altrina.
Okay. What's going on, Altrina?
My son, me and him got into an argument over text message. He said he was leaving. When he came, which we established that he was leaving. When he came,
that list
he
is
said
crazy.
he wasn't leaving. So I went upstairs.
Fucker
Me
is
and him
fuck
got into
time.
an altercation. He left. He came back. When he came back, I grabbed a knife. He grabbed a knife, and we tussled. He left.
Tussled.
He came back.
You guys tussled with you having a knife in your hand and him with a gun in his hand?
Well, the knife, no, he threw the gun away, and the knife fell on the floor. We physically tussled.
Okay.
Yeah, no
Then he left and came back with her taser.
Oh, maybe he did. They say he threw the gun.
His girlfriend, right?
His girlfriend.
It ain't a girlfriend because he known everybody. I can't be a girlfriend.
Does he live here? Or has he been staying here?
He has.
Okay. For how long?
Since I've been here.
Have you been here recently, or did you just move into this place, or
I moved here back in November.
October? Okay. And he moved in here with you? Okay. You're his mom?
I'm his mom.
Okay. What was the altercation about?
A text message.
Okay. You just didn't like what was being said?
He didn't like what was being said. I didn't like what was being said. It was a text message between us.
I hear you. Okay. And can we just talk a little bit more about this altercation? So he came to the house. You said you wanted him to leave?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I had already explained that in the text message. He still came.
The text message.
Okay.
Man, she sound like Mike Tyson.
I got you. And then
Shit, she sound like
he
Mike
came
Tyson.
in
Come on. I gotta pull it up on YouTube. The Family Guy Mike Tyson. I'm pulling it up right now. Probably sound like 50 Tyson a little bit too. Baby, it's loading slow, but it's gonna load. It's gonna load. There you go. No music. No music. Oh, the fire truck just went past. I mean, somebody partying it the fuck up out there. I still got my little clip in here. I might have to light that. Oh, it's really like a little clip, man. It may not even be lightable. You know what? I do got a fucking. I might have to make a little bomb with y'all. I think I have to make a little. Let's play this one. It's probably not this one, but I want to hear it.
This is great. We haven't done anything together like this since we saw Mike Tyson get beat.
All right, Mike. The word again is onomatopoeia.
C.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Oh,
She
dang.
looked like Mike Tyson. She looked like Mike Tyson in that clip. And nah, they gotta have a Mike Tyson speaking clip or something. That motherfucker said, "See." I want to see that Peter tells a story about Mike Tyson.
I don't believe this. I just lost a $50 bet. You know, Mike Tyson once beat up his wife. But there's
Oh.
nothing funny about that. I don't believe this. I just lost a $50 bet. You know, Mike
Don't
Tyson.
try to make me seem like I'm insensitive or anything like that. Because you saw, I was like, oh, and then he was like, that was kind of funny. Oh, damn, they making fun of Floyd. Somebody made fun of Mike Tyson. I can't find it now. Maybe it was a Family Guy. I'm gonna find it though. Yeah, man. I want to eat his children. It's crazy. Mike shouldn't be saying that. The fuck is Mike wearing? Is Mike wearing a thong here? Oh, that's a championship belt. Shout out to Tyson. That last fight with him and Jake Paul, Logan Paul, or the fuck it was, that was a travesty. He shouldn't have been. He's not in position to fight. He shouldn't have been fighting. Everybody got Tyson joke. You know what? I'm just gonna play the first one. Shout out to Jamie Foxx too. He just recovered. He doing better. That's what's up. I'm about to light up this bin. I ain't even got a choke on it.
When I first saw you, you were on Living Color. That's how I first saw. But then you're doing stand-up.
Listen, in Living Color was so crazy because when I got in Living Color, I actually did stand-up that night. And when I was doing stand-up that night, everybody was in the audience. And I get a standing ovation, and I get on In Living Color. But when I walked into In Living Color, I was the 8th funniest person on the show.
Absolutely.
The Wayans brothers.
Absolutely.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
Tommy Davidson. David, it was like the Jurassic Park. It was like the Jurassic Park of comedians. Like, there's the Damon Wayans-saurus. It was crazy.
But yeah. But now I heard that you're going to get back to stand-up this summer.
I got it. So make sure y'all come check me out. I'm coming. I got to do some stand-up.
How fun is that? What are you doing?
I just got stories, man. I got stories, and I'm gonna go to all the comedy clubs that I started out in. So I'll be in Boston, Nathaniel Hall.
Get to the Mike Tyson jokes, Jamie.
The building. And it was crazy because that's when Mike Tyson was like knocking people out for just smiling. You know what I'm saying? Like you was breathing wrong, and I get to that joke, and somebody yelled, "Mike is in here." Yeah, that was me. Bye. I lost because everything clenched up. I was like, wow.
All right, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at now.
Oh. And then there was a black girl, and black girl egging on. She was sitting from, "What you gonna do, Jamie? You gonna tell your little joke?" And then the dude yelled out, "Mike said you could do the joke, but that better be fun."
You know what? I got to give Russ credit. But I think this is why Yoke was happy that they signed him. Because he knew Russ could still pull shit out like this. I'm happy for us, man, going this thing out there.
Hey, man, the Nuggets was whooping shit yesterday against the Jazz. 132-121. Man,
He said they wasn't.
Joker and Russell Westbrook had triple doubles yesterday, bro. Crazy.
Russell Westbrook, no turnovers. He was in there doing his thing yesterday for sure. It was good to see him out there kill with Joker like that. They wasn't in each other's way at all. So
he had a perfect triple double. Like, didn't miss a shot, didn't turn the
perfect
ball over.
triple-double.
Unbelievable game for Russ off the bench. Like, that's light work. I guess we don't give him enough credit for being the person that he's being, coming off the bench and being the player that he's being. I mean, getting a triple double with another guy getting a triple double is unbelievable.
Shooting 100% too.
And then it ain't like Joker had a barely triple double. Nah, my boy had 36, 22, and 11.
That was a freaky triple double.
Yeah, that was crazy. It wasn't a lot of stats going around that situation. Russell Westbrook still had 16, 10, and 10. Like you said, 7 to 7 from the field. Also, 100% of free throws, 2 no turnovers. Perfect triple double, man. It's an epitome to who Russell Westbrook is. Like we talked about it. That whole Lakers situation put like a stanish on his situation because people got to talk to him crazy and diminish him like he ain't a Hall of Famer, like he ain't still a capable player. Beginning of the season, you talked about.
It's the fact that, man, it's right. They did get the fame and they got to do all of that, but it's the fact that Russ was who he was, and he came to the Lakers with LeBron. And you know, people can say whatever they want, but LeBron he's the type of person, either you going to cut it on his team or you're not going to cut it on his team. And for whatever reason, Russ couldn't handle it on the Lakers. Now, to be fair, it wasn't LA because he went to the Clippers and he did his thing in the Clippers. He did all right. You know, so I don't know what it was, you know, but sometimes I've heard of that. You know, I'm a Knicks fan, so I heard of Joakim Noah. He said when he came to New York, it was just the pressure of, you know, that I'm from here. And sometimes I see people that I know, you know, up in the stands and they expected me to ball out. It just got to me. So maybe that's what happened with Russ in LA. Maybe it just, he looked up and he saw his 4th grade teacher and she was expecting him to ball out and, you know, the pressure got to him. But it seems like, I don't know, Russ never seemed like the one that had the pressure get to him. But maybe he just one of those players. He played better when he not home, he not in LA. I guess we can see that because every other team he done been a baller. OKC, Houston. He played on the Wizards. We forget that shit. He played on the Clippers. I feel like he played on another team too. But now he back on the the Lakers. But now he on the Nuggets. The Lakers is the only other team that he ain't ball at. But come on, I like him doing his thing.
Him going to the Nuggets, you were early said it was gonna work out, and so far it's been sweet.
He just needed time, bro. Like he is great for the locker room.
Right.
His game got to come to him. So they straight.
Nah, for sure, man. It's dope. Like you said, we get to honor Russell Westbrook because we had those years of smut for no reason. And every other team he's been on, he's been a consummate professional. All his teammates say how much they love him, and he's been playing solid for this team this year, man. Is this what the Nuggets needed?
I think they still need another piece.
Okay.
But I think Westbrook solidified, you know, scoring off the bench, playmaking off the bench, and obviously we know he's a great rebounder. But they still missing a wing. They gonna need a wing.
I can agree with that.
I mean, with having Jokic on your team, man, arguably probably the best player, top 3 player in the league, he can make things happen for your team that not too many people can.
For sure. And Katie recently said that, you know what I'm saying, he was like, Joker is the best player in the league and probably top 10 all time. How y'all feel about that statement? He the best in the league?
I mean,
shit, it ain't.
Yeah, I believe the best player.
Yeah, I think he the best.
Other than
he could probably win 3 in a row.
Brunson.
MVPs. I mean, the numbers he put up are crazy. The way he played basketball is fun to watch. He played the right way. He makes the extra pass. He's not selfish at all. The game looks so easy to him.
Yeah.
We say he out of shape from what we looking at, but like everything he do, he just make the game look easy and simple.
Something to.
I probably would agree with KD that he's the best top 10.
So imagine
time.
if he actually got it.
I mean, shit, I don't know how you can argue with it. I mean, if he get another MVP 3 in a row,
yeah,
only who Bron and a couple other people done that.
Yeah, Garcia, he got a little bit of that's just crazy, bro. That's
Hey,
because when
Towns
did
might
Embiid
take
get
it
his
from him.
MVP? Was it last
Game
year?
changer.
So basically, yeah, like you said, but two
I mean,
take a break off, and then you
taking a
still
break,
get 3 and 4 years
three.
is still
Green almost
phenomenal.
an hour.
And
I wonder if
he could have got it last year. He
got it
take
last
himself
year.
out the race, basically.
Yeah.
Like basically, like, I don't want this shit.
To be in the MVP race for 5 straight years.
Yeah,
And if it
And
don't,
like be leading the race.
In the guard
hey,
era.
Yeah, like you said, in the era where the big is not, you know what I'm saying, the most pushed person in the league. And it's crazy, man. He just doing his thing. I know we talked about it. Jordan Clarkson had 24, so he was killing. He's one of those players that's on the list for a lot of different teams. It's like, okay, it might take a second round pick or two to get him on to be a contender, but that's the person we talked about helping another team for sure. The Nuggets, you said they need a little bit more wing help. Been rumored that they've been in contact with the Wizards, might be getting some help from over there.
From Kyle Kuzma?
Yeah, and they say
they talking about my boys. I gotta see that. You know, I never seen it. I should see the Angel Reese clip with Charleston.
the Knicks keep whipping. They got the Wizards up out of here, 126-106. Cat, another phenomenal year, man. 32 and 13. Josh Hart went crazy yesterday, 24, 15 to 10. Trippy Dub. Jalen Brunson, 18 and 6. 9 of the last 10. Knicks got hot at the right time, man.
They playing great basketball. They supposed to get 2 All-Stars, Jalen and Cat for sure.
Most definitely. Cat should be a starter.
That should be a starter.
I think they both. I think they both.
Who would start over him? And they both may start.
Can be starters. I don't know if they will, but they both.
They're in New York too. That fan base should definitely make sure that they starters, man.
But I think they solidify themselves as the second best team in the East. I think they're better than the Cavs. I think the Cavs are playing better basketball right now as a team. But in a playoff setting, I want to take them over the Cavs. I'm a Cavs fan. Y'all all know it. But the way Cat and the Knicks play, they got 2 dominant guys that any game can go off for 50. And the Cavs, I only think Donovan can have those moments. I don't see Darius being able to get 50 or just to explode and take over a game like that. He can have a good game, but these 2 dudes can take the game over and do whatever they want at any point in the game, man. It ain't too many teams with 2 capable players like that.
Nah, for sure. Like you said, to be able to create on their own, I think the Cavs need to go get another piece that can be able to help score high volume off the bench. And for the playoff reasons, like you said, Donovan Mitchell can definitely get you there. Darius Garland can definitely contribute, but they don't have the firepower that the Knicks have.
Nah.
Especially not in the series, but
especially not since dude found his shot.
Yeah, since Michael.
Yeah.
Perfect Michael worked, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back. And like we said, OG, we talk about them going back between third and fourth option. Any given time, both of them will go crazy, man. That's just a tough team to deal with.
I ain't on their rhythm. They
right. We found our rhythm, but all we need is Mitch and some defense. All we need is Mitch and some defense, and we'll be fine. Because Cat, he gets in a lot of foul trouble right now. He gets in a lot of foul trouble because we asked him to do a lot on defense, in my opinion. So when we get Mitch back, you know, Preston Chua is helping out. Because I seen the last night lineup where they had McBride, Hart. I want to say Mikal or OG was in there. I think OG was in there. McBride, Hart, OG, Towns, and Achua. And they was getting the rebounds. Even McBride was getting the rebounds. So that was good. You know, that was helping us out with Towns too, because everybody can pretty much play defense. Everybody's pretty much solid, in my opinion. But I definitely believe we get Mitch out there, another 7-footer that'll help with Cat, because, you know, Cat may be able to play out a little bit more, and then Mitch can play back. Feel like it'll help. They may try to do something like how they had it in Minnesota with the 2 centers, but it'll work better for us because we also got Bridges, we got OG, we got Brunson, you know, and we got Hart. He'd go off. We got McBride when we need him. We got Shaman now on the bench. We just need I feel like we need one other person on the bench. I wouldn't mind them trading for Jordan Clarkson, but but we really need a wing. We really need a wing. So we get like a nice, because we already guard heavy. So we don't need a guard. I even feel like I wouldn't mind taking a big, but a wing. I know people are saying Herb Jones and shit, but I don't know. I have to look into it more, but we really need a wing. We really don't need a guard. So I wouldn't say Jordan Clarkson. I don't know. I don't know if I would say Herb Jones either. Andrew Reese drops a bombshell. I'm still out here streaming with y'all because I'm chilling. Game won't start till 7. Hey, I might just go.
Now, the other recognizable name on the roster, Angel Reese, who has got to be absolutely terrified. It is not going to be a good Christmas for the villainous Angel.
There is no one like Caitlin Clark in the history of the WNBA.
Angel Reese, widely celebrated as everyone's favorite Bayou Barbie.
She's not everyone's favorite. Well, she is the Bayou Barbie, but she's not everyone's favorite. I'm going for this girl, Caitlin Clark. I'm always going for Caitlin Clark. My girl, Caitlin Clark is a beast.
Has unveiled her groundbreaking contract, leaving fans and critics alike in awe. Meanwhile, the WNBA appears to be throwing subtle shade, seemingly envious of Reese's meteoric rise to fame and fortune. A recent article by Porvachaket highlighted Reese's preparation for an impressive $250,000 paycheck, an unrivaled figure that has captured the attention of the sports world. However, the WNBA has taken the opportunity to point out what they claim is a key weakness in Reese's game, sparking debates among fans and analysts.
Angel Reese was older. I would have gotten on her about what she just said. Because I would have been like, how naive can you be?
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too. And I want y'all to realize.
For someone who's been earning a modest $81,000 annually with the Chicago Sky, Angel Reese's new deal feels like striking gold. Fans are in an uproar, though not in a celebratory way, and who can blame them? Reese's move to the unrivaled league isn't just a career game changer for her. It feels like a seismic shift for women's basketball.
She went to a different league. Oh, I get it now why the WNBA is wilding. Because she can do that. She can play in the WNBA in the summer in this league, and I guess the winter or whatever the fuck this league is gonna play. But at 25,000, hey, she took her talents to the unrivaled league. Don't get mad at her. She was smart enough to do it. Caitlin Clark, she got her 17 million or however much it was. She didn't get her 17 million. So she took her talents to the unrivaled league, where if she listened to Shaq and Charleston White, they're going to lower the rim and she's going to dunk on somebody. But I don't feel they're going to lower the rim and she's not going to dunk on nobody. So we'll see how it goes. You know, she might have the rebound record in the unrivaled league too.
Basketball as a whole. The WNBA seems to have been blindsided by a curveball it wasn't ready for.
Reese is a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is when she's on the basketball floor.
Reese is setting a new precedent. Could this be the beginning of a bold career gamble or the dawn of a new chapter in the sport? Only time will tell.
Camilla, this is the most we've ever lost in our life. I only lost 7 games in my last 2 years at LSU. So, it's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of just moving on has been something I try to give myself a little bit of grace.
Angel Reese is truly living her best life. And let's face it, if anyone knows how to stir the pot, it's her. It's not just Reese's on-court prowess that's making waves. She's also making major moves off the court. The Unrivaled League, a new basketball league founded by 2 heavy hitters, Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart, has just scored a real gem with Reese.
Podcast called Unapologetically Angel. Because I would have been like, how naive.
Shout out Brianna Stewart. Just won the chip with us, the New York Liberty. Shout out to us. We finally got over the hump. Hey, woo! Look at us. I gotta get some buttons, hit some stuff. But we finally got over the hump and won this shit after we've been knocking on the door for years. So shout out to us. And, you know, the Knicks getting ready to bring us one, too. And the Yankees were close, but we lost. And the Jets and Giants ain't going to do it. And we'll see about the Rangers and the Devils and the Islanders. But really, the Rangers.
Naive can you be?
On an unrelated note, man, us melanated women are so damn pretty. So damn cute in the face.
But she is young. She's only 22. And the reality is the scrutiny that she's been subjected to is inexcusable. It's egregious. It's disgusting.
Angel Reese, the player who was essentially a walking double-double last season with the Chicago Sky, has landed a contract worth $250,000. And that's not even the best part. She's also secured an equity stake in the league. Just take a moment to let that sink in. A player who's already making waves is now part owner of her own future. Talk about a flex.
At what point were you waiting to pull out this? Kind of a
Caitlin Clark is a hell of a
incredible
player for sure. But I don't take disrespect lightly. And she disrespected Alexis and my girls. South Carolina, they still my SEC girls too. But y'all not gonna disrespect them either. So I wanted to pick her pocket, but I had a moment at the end of the game, and I was in my bag. I was in my moment. Yeah.
Now, here's the funny part. Reese's new gig comes at a time when she's getting a lot of attention for something she's not exactly known for, her three-point shot. Yeah, the same Angel Reese who can dominate the paint like a pro, grab rebounds like it's second nature, and leave defenders in her wake, is now on a mission to add a three-point weapon to her arsenal. But let's be real, people aren't exactly throwing parades for this move. Instead, they're clutching their phones, shaking their heads, and asking, is she really about to change her game this drastically? And honestly, that's the big question. Is it smart for Reese to take on the three-point shot, or could it risk messing with what made her?
It's smart for her to take on the three-point shot because she's still trying to be like Caitlin Clark. So if that's what she want to do, all right, well then let me change it up. It's not smart for her to take on the three-point shot. She really just need to be good at what she's good at. Get the rebounds inside, get the layups inside. You can be Caitlin Clark's adversary and have a totally different game, but she trying to compete with her. Look, Angel Reese, you're not going to Brooke Lopez it. You're not going to turn around and just start pulling shit from half court. So what are you doing? And just get good at what you're good at. People like you. Don't try to switch it up. Get good at what you're good at first, and then you can switch it up. Add that to your game. Look like you hating. They don't need you to shoot threes. You miss the motherfucking jump shots that you have and the layups that you have. Man, make those shits.
Made her a superstar in the first place.
Angel Reese, you can't beat a big bad wolf, but then kind of cry like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Nobody mourns when the villain catches an L. And Angel Reese, you have self-proclaimed to be the...
One thing's for sure. Angel Reese has not been shy about putting in the work. She's in the gym every day, homing that shot, really homing it. In fact, there was even a fan page that posted a video of Reese sinking a few consecutive threes. Impressive, right?
Angel Reese spoke to the media. She didn't speak to the media after the game against Caitlin Clark.
But wait, there's more. Social media is weighing in, and let's just say, it's not exactly sugarcoating things. One person even said Reese wants to be like Caitlin Clark so bad. Ouch. For those who don't know, Caitlin Clark is the sharpshooter of women's basketball, boasting a 34.4% three-point shooting percentage and draining shots from places most of us wouldn't even dream of. So yeah, it might be a bit unfair to compare Reese's developing shot to Clark's well-established range, but hey, that's the reality. Every basketball player has their own journey, and it's not always about living up to someone else's game.
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
What fans are really worried about, though, is whether Angel Reese is going to lose sight of her true strengths, those post moves, offensive boards, and her dominant presence in the paint. Let's talk about how she racked up 446 rebounds last season, including a record-breaking 172 offensive boards. That's no fluke. Reese is a powerhouse when it comes to using her size, strength, and skill to control the paint. Now, all of a sudden, she's shifting focus to a three-point shot, and fans are concerned it might throw off what makes her such a force on the court.
She wins the national title. First thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlin Clark. Then she's played off of that. Even Caitlin Clark getting knocked down in that game on Saturday, who's standing up applauding but Angel Reese. So she's sort of embraced a Draymond Green role here.
To be honest, it's a bit of a head scratcher. Here's a player who's absolutely dominating inside, yet she's decided to branch out. Is that a smart move? Some fans say absolutely, and they're eager to see how she evolves. Others, though, are more cautious. One person even suggested she should be focusing on her post-game and improving her paint percentage. Fair point. Last season, Reese shot 39.2% from the field. Solid. But there's definitely room for improvement, especially when it comes to efficiency in the paint. But the most interesting part? Fans are critiquing her form, specifically the knee issue during her shot. You know, when her knees touch together while she's shooting, that's raising some red flags for a lot of people. According to basketball experts, it usually indicates some serious flaws in balance and shooting technique. Could it be a sign that Reese just isn't comfortable with the long-range shot yet? Maybe it's like watching someone learn to ride a bike with training wheels. They'll get there eventually, but for now, they're still figuring it out.
Jealous WNBA players will have the opportunity to earn that credit. Now, players like Angel Reese, they will be given the chance to test their star power.
Meanwhile, there's the part where Angel Reese has to prove herself in the unrivaled league. We're talking about an 8-week season, and here comes Reese, with all eyes on her as she juggles gym time, court drills, and adding this new layer to her game. That's a lot of pressure, right? She's got fans rooting for her, but she also has a mountain of expectations hanging over her head. If she nails the three-point shot, she'll become an even bigger threat in the league. But if it doesn't work out, well, people will have plenty to say. And honestly, who could blame them? If you're getting paid $250,000 to develop a new skill, you better bring it. But here's where things get interesting. Angel Reese is not your average player. She's been thriving under pressure for years, from her college days at LSU to her rookie season with the Chicago Sky. Reese has always stepped up when it counts, so maybe, just maybe, the three-point shot will be the least of her worries. She's a woman who knows how to adapt, evolve, and break down barriers. And if there's one thing Angel Reese excels at, it's proving people wrong. Now, let's talk about the future. Can Reese become a stretch four, capable of consistently hitting threes while still dominating inside? Will she be the player who can do it all? It's a tough road ahead, but it's not impossible. If anyone can do it, it's her. With the unrivaled league offering the perfect platform to showcase her new skills, this could be the moment where Reese changes the game forever. Angel Reese's move to the newly formed unrivaled league has everyone talking. With a jaw-dropping $250,000 contract, she's making waves off the court just as much as she is on it. Her decision to leave the WNBA for this new league is stirring up strong reactions. Some are excited, while others are skeptical. Is she setting a new standard for women's basketball, or could this be a risky gamble for her career? One thing's for sure. Reese is shaking up the status quo. What do you think? Will this bold move pay off? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
It's gonna pay off for her pocket. Let me see the stack with y'all. It's gonna pay off for her pockets. That's all that matters. This goofy. Flat cheeks. Little booties matter.
All right, guys, give it to me, man. What you got? The moon landing. The moon landing, huh? Moon landings. I think it was fake. I think it was in the studio, man, because we never go back to the moon. Even if it is real, we got threatened up there. There was some aliens up there like, what the fuck you doing up here? Oh, we were just coming, get the fuck back down there. Don't come back up here. We got some shit going, man. We making moon rocks over here, man. Get your ass out of here, man. And it was, you know what I'm saying? It looked like an alley, like in those movies where they go down a dark alley in New York City, it's all desolate. That's what the moon looked like. So if you ain't from there, there's a whole bunch of moon aliens up there like, hey, yo, Frank, Steve, look at these astronauts over here. They started creeping out of the shadows. What we got here? Light on the gravity. Well, bring your ass up here again, man. I see this footprint. Clean this shit up, man. Talking about one small step for mankind. Got your mankind right here. Get the fuck up out of here. They was throwing bottles at the rocket ship when they was leaving. Get the fuck back. But you come up here, man. You stay down there, man. The moon landing. And they landed on the moon in the 60s. That's what's crazy, man. When you think back on the 60s, you just think Woodstock, racism, civil rights, and they're getting in rocket ships going to the moon. That's a scary trip, man. Hell no, man. You got to be brave to be an astronaut, man. Shit be going wrong. They be cooking, burning up. Then you got to come back in the atmosphere. You can burn up again. You got to have balls of steel, even if you're a woman. They were sending chimps out there, man. That's a rough trip, man. I get nervous on Delta just going to Cleveland.
Anybody get nervous going to Ohio?
They leaving the planet and coming back? The comeback is what's scary, man. Why you got to burn up just to come to Earth? You got to sizzle in. Or you want to come here, you got to cook. Oh, all right. What if somebody misunderstood? Yeah, I can cook several meals. No, you have to cook, literally. What else? Women's basketball. Women's basketball, right, guys? That's in the news now. You know what I'm saying? Women's basketball. Ease the fuck back, man. Women's basketball is exciting now. We got beef. We got a rivalry, man. Sign me up for next season. I'm all in. That's what we were waiting on. That's what we wasn't watching women's basketball, man. We need beef, storyline, drama, a fight, potentially, race riot, black versus white on the court. Like, give us that shit. We tuning in. We'll follow them all through the WNBA. Yeah, they still at it, man. They still at it all these years. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. I want to see that on the women's court, man. I'm all in. Who needs dunks when you got that? Women fighting? Women fighting, the jersey might come off, a titty might come loose, an areola. Oh, areolas, man. Turn that up. Hit the record button. Who won? Who won?
Man, I know.
So women's basketball been needing, man, beef. I'm all for it. And let them talk shit, man. Don't be no tight asses talking about classlessness. Shut the fuck up, man. Same people talking about classlessness voted for Trump. That is a classless dude. At the end of the day, Trump is classless. Even if you voted for him, you know it's true. That's why you voted for him. He ain't got no class. Unlike the classlessness, man. Classiness is boring, man. Sometimes you need some reckless classlessness. All right, what else we got? BBLs. BBLs, right, guys? That's what's going on, man. Big booties, man. This is getting too prevalent, man. Everybody's body about to be the same. There's about to be no variation. The BBLs, everybody got the same body. You lose the excitement. I'm getting numb to big booties, man. That used to be exciting. When you saw a good quality, robust booty, that changed your whole goddamn day. You go, oh man, I saw this booty today. You be telling everybody you knew, man, I saw this one booty today, man, at Starbucks. Oh, dog, man, you had to be there.
People out there.
Not everywhere.
They got the wrong people.
Now I'm looking for regular bodies, flat cheeks, man. I saw these flat cheeks earlier. Coffee bean and tea leaf. Oh, she had zero ass. It was real. It was hers. It was organic. Getting the same bodies, man. And a lot of people ain't getting it to match the body that they have, so it's like completely fake. So now all you see is the fake. You looking at the work. She walk in, work, procedure, work. It's supposed to be subtle, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fool me, like, oh man, I wasn't sure. I couldn't tell. Hated when the booty and the thigh ratio was off. Like, you just added all that to them sticks, man. Look at it. You gotta let it organically flow through. You got no thighs. I'm gonna get me a new dick out here. Fake dick that don't even match the rest of my body, man. How y'all gonna like that? Y'all gonna be excited. I saw this fake dick at Starbucks. It was crazy. What else? Out of work actors, huh, guys? Every actor is out of work till they get the next gig. Always remember that. If they ain't shooting nothing, they out of work. From A-list all the way down to the Z-list, it's the same shit. If you ain't on set, you out of work. That's the job. That's what we asked for, man. Leonardo DiCaprio been out of work. If he ain't working on nothing, he out of work. Leo, what you doing? I'm just reading the scripts. Man, you out of work, man. You ain't got no goddamn job. I'm gonna have a job. Yeah, pick a script then.
Man, what Joe
It's
Budden
hard
do?
being.
What Joe Budden do now? What Joe Budden do now?
This Joe Budden situation is so bad, it got me questioning life right now. Like, what is life? It's so bad, we may see Joe in prison for a very long time over this. This is insane. Now, if you guys are not keeping up, let's slow it down and rewind just to give you guys the full story, right? So everything started a few weeks ago when Joe all of a sudden went missing from his podcast. He stopped doing episodes on the Patreon, stopped doing episodes on the main episodes. We didn't see Joe for a couple.
Let me back up. 2 seconds. I'll be snacking all day, fucking homie family. Bang work.
Weeks on his own podcast, and the fans were really concerned. The fans were getting restless and beginning to cancel their Patreon subscription because while Joe wasn't there, the podcast wasn't canceled, but they were subjected to podcasts like this, all right, where it was Imani-ish, and then, you know, you have random guests, right, just thrown in the mix. And the fans weren't having it, bro. Joe Budden, being an astute businessman, understands that his absence was hurting the overall product, hence hurting the bottom line, because nobody wanted to watch this random cast of people that was on the couch. So when Joe came back, Joe offered up an explanation for why he was gone, but his explanation was really coy, not really a lot of details.
I'll give you the punchline. Maybe I'll fill in the details of it later. I'll give you the punchline.
Damn, man.
I just sleptwalked somewhere that I shouldn't have sleptwalked.
What? That's what happened.
For real?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And you know how I sleep.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, shit. Butt ass. Okay. Nice naked ass. Good naked sleepwalking. I just did it again.
Oh shit!
I did it again.
Yeah. Oh shit!
I did it again.
Shit was swinging, right?
Nah.
Holy shit, nobody can go through this stuff but me. It's only me. It's only me.
With very little context, the fans were confused. What does you sleepwalking have to do with you missing a couple of podcasts for a couple of weeks? Like, you give us some type of explanation. Joe didn't offer none. Now, before the fans could really focus or hone in on exactly what this meant or what the sleepwalking thing was, the fans realized another detail that they didn't realize before, that the podcast was being filmed at their old set. It wasn't a change they particularly disliked. They just pointed it out, right? The cameras from the new studio shoot at the old spot really show how far they've came. Somebody also says, I'm not going to lie, the old set is nostalgic. It's just what this pod needed. They would also say, pure Joe Budden nostalgia. The cast on the set is crazy. So people couldn't help but notice that they were filming at the old spot. Why weren't they filming at the new spot? Now, a lot of people began to ask why, right? Danny from the Stop would make a video claiming that Joe Budden had been out of his new podcast studio, but there really wasn't any confirmation. People were just guessing because Joe disappeared for a while, then come back, and they're at their old spot in Park's basement. Nobody really knew what was going on, bro. All right? It was nothing but conspiracy theories. But then fans got a little idea of what was going on when a particular document got leaked on Twitter. It wasn't a change they particularly disliked. They just pointed it out, right? The cameras from the new studio shoot at the old spot really show how far they've came. Somebody also says, I'm not going to lie, the old set is nostalgic. It's just what this pod needed. They would also say, pure Joe Budden nostalgia. The cast on the set is crazy. So people couldn't help but notice that they were filming at the old spot. Why weren't they filming at the new spot? Now, a lot of people began to ask why, right? Danny from the Stop would make a video claiming that Joe Budden had been kicked out of his new podcast studio, but there really wasn't any confirmation. People were just guessing because Joe disappeared for a while, then come back.
He was boring me. I couldn't keep listening. I had to fast forward.
Saying he was charged with disorderly lewdness for walking around and standing outside someone else's apartment naked. Well, what? That was the reaction of myself, and I believe a lot of fans. People were confused and didn't know what was going on here. What was Joe being accused of? Now, to be fair, this report doesn't necessarily mean that Joe lied. Both things could be true. Joe could be arrested for lewdness, and Joe could also be told by the apartment complex, you have to go. You can't film here. We don't want people filming here. So those two things could be true but separate. But at this point, it didn't even matter if Joe Budden was telling the truth about why they got kicked out of their particular place of filming. People were stunned about what they were hearing in this report that was put out by the chief of police of Edgewater. The chief of police will claim that on December 4th, 2024, right around the time Joe Budden stopped appearing on the podcast, that at approximately 7:21 a.m., the Edgewater police were dispatched to an apartment complex for the report from a resident that a man was standing outside of their apartment door completely naked. The caller recognized the man as a neighbor, Joseph Budden Jr., a 44-year-old male. The caller was alerted to Budden by their doorbell camera. The video depicted Budden attempted to enter a code from their door keypad several times before re-entering his own residence across the hall. As a result of police investigation, Budden was charged with lewdness. This is crazy, bro. On a complaint summons. So he wasn't arrested, but he was still charged with lewdness, on a complaint. Now, Chief Martin states that these charges are merely accusations and that the defendant is presumed innocent. But listen, bro, if they got him on a Ring camera, bro, that's as 4K as it gets, even though the Ring camera ain't completely 4K. Here's the thing, this is some really serious stuff. If you're convicted of this, you got to register as an offender. The podcast career is over if you got to register as an offender, which is why I'm hoping Joe Budden is innocent. And as we sit right now, he's innocent. But he got to pray he's innocent, bro. Because if he plays stubborn and takes this to court and gets found guilty, he got to register now. Right when we thought it couldn't get much worse than this, man, TMZ decided to add a little bit of flavor, man. But the flavor that TMZ added, bro, is a flavor of salaciousness, bro. They wanted to make Joe Budden look crazy. TMZ released an article where they stated the caller claims video shows Joe Budden attempting to enter a code into the residence door key several times before heading back to his apartment building, to his apartment in the same building. TMZ then decided to add a little detail to make Joe Budden look as crazy as possible. They said the court complaint says the resident
the
two juvenile daughters, two juvenile daughters observed the offense live on their. Oh my god! Oh my god! Yo, you added aspects of this could be some. Right? And Joe Budden is apparently not concerned about none of this. Right? Regarding he will sleepwalk, will come across as somebody who knows they're not going to get in trouble for none of this, because Joe would take to Twitter to tell everybody, stop being so dramatic. Shortly after Joe Budden called us all dramatic, Joe Budden's attorney will release a statement, and he will say, Mr. Budden is saddened by Police Chief Martin's press release. Mr. Budden has been waiting weeks for his cross complaints to be processed, which includes substantially more serious charge, including possible felony charges against the person behind these charges against them. The chief has, in our opinion, said on those, but instead used his time to gain some free publicity for himself. Chief Martin should seek publicity by doing notable policing, not inflaming.
All right, we get it. We get it, man. It's tiring me out. I might come back if Wemby not playing. I'm gonna go check the game real quick. Peace, y'all. This your boy Sav. I'm out.